Welcome to our 10-point review. Basically, this is 5 reasons why you should buy a game and 5 reasons why you should skip a game. Because no game is perfect and no game is a total pile of turds. Keep in mind, this is from our own experiences and own opinions. Also, we're basing our 5 positives and our 5 negatives behind the idea that you already know that Mortal Kombat is a fighting game, and that you understand that the overall system mostly remains the same, though it does feel a little bit faster than Mortal Kombat 9. And the purpose of today's video is to let you know if you should really go out and buy this if you're a huge fan of Mortal Kombat 9 already. The first reason to buy Mortal Kombat X is the story, because just like in Mortal Kombat 9, we have a fully fleshed out story that really makes you care about the characters in a fighting game. And as it's basically an over-the-top action movie, you get yourself a cheesy popcorn movie between your intense fighting matches. The first reason to not buy Mortal Kombat X is their idea to somehow engage you in the story just a little bit more. Randomly, you'll just jump into a quick-time event and have to time your button presses. But there are problems with this. So the story cutscenes are sometimes rather long enough that sometimes you'll put the controller down and maybe go grab a snack or use the bathroom. And this is where my problems come in, because sometimes there are no quick-time events and the characters will have a full-on fight without any button presses from you, while sometimes they'll begin to fight and it's like, boom, press X! It just basically feels like they weren't sure if they wanted to include the quick-time events, so they kind of half-assed it. The second reason to buy Mortal Kombat X is that the movesets are mostly the same, or at least you have options to keep the movesets that you're familiar with. A perfect example of this is the Mortal Kombat poster boy, Scorpion. His harpoon and his teleport are the same buttons from the last game, but they've also added 3 different fighting styles per character. This allows everyone to have a style that they can prefer, and if both players want to be the same character, well, you each have your own different set of moves. I'm gonna be the teleporting Scorpion. You can be the burn the ground that you're walking on Scorpion. The second reason to not buy Mortal Kombat is that some of the new minigame options in the towers are just weird. One in particular is a rocking world option. It's supposed to give you a fun little distraction during your ladder matches, and these can pop up in your hourly matches or even in some of the challenge matches. And while the world rocking back and forth and barrels being thrown at you non-stop is good for a laugh at first, you very quickly get annoyed and you start asking yourself, why am I even doing this mode? The third reason to buy Mortal Kombat X is the ladder system. So the ladders is your classic arcade mode. Fight a series of enemies at an increasing difficulty. But this time we have a normal arcade ladder, we have a challenge ladder, and we have the endless ladder, just to name a few of the regular ones. But you're also given 3 rotating towers. An hourly one that throws you in one of the weird minigame adjustments, a daily one, and a weekly one. Basically, if you just want to play alone while climbing ladders, you have plenty of options to enjoy. The third reason to not buy Mortal Kombat 10 is the difficulty curve. So this game's difficulty seems a bit weird to me. I've had times where the computer opponent will just stand there eating the damage that I'm giving him to his face. And then sometimes I find myself at the end of a never-ending combo from Kano or someone else equally crazy. Instead of just properly adjusting this, the MK team decided to give you a cheating mechanism. As you're going, you'll earn various skip tokens throughout the game. So if you end up fighting against an insanely difficult enemy, you can just use your token and skip that fight. My problem with this is that it doesn't teach you how to play Mortal Kombat. Instead, you just skip over the problem areas. The fourth reason to buy Mortal Kombat X is the faction metagame. So within the game, you'll join a faction right at the start. Then everything you do within the game will add additional XP to your faction. Now what's cool about this is it gives you daily challenges such as performing a fatality, landing 3 specials, landing 5 sweeps, and that type of thing. Weekly, a faction winner will be announced and you'll earn special rewards for being on that faction. Now, I'm not gonna lie, obviously we haven't gotten past the first week, so the rewards are still a bit in question. But in the video that's in-game where they show you how the whole thing works, they basically show you that you're going to get fatalities and costumes and that kind of a thing. I hope that's what they're gonna give you, because if that's the case, then the rewards would be great, because if they're just gonna give you more coins, the faction minigame may have been shifted over to one of my not reasons. The fourth reason to not buy Mortal Kombat 10 is the wonderful new cash shop. So the game has fatalities, we already know that, but the game now has easy fatalities. Basically, you can just hold block and press 1 button. It's the same fatalities that you can land by pressing a series of combo buttons, but you can get these off with 1 button. While this may sound awesome to some people who weren't able to ever get them off before, the game only gives you 3 tokens to do this at the start. Then basically, you buy, with real money, your fatalities. You can get 5 easy fatalities for $1 or 30 for $5. We've entered a world where you buy fatalities in Mortal Kombat. Just think about that for 1 second. The fifth reason to buy Mortal Kombat X is the online. Now, from my experience so far, the game played very smoothly, without hiccups or very much input delay. I played for hours with my friends with no issues in a private room, and while I didn't get much time in the public rooms, I didn't have any issues when I did go in there personally myself. After playing Dead or Alive 5 and dealing with the delay that ruined all of my combos and counters, this was a refreshing change of pace. The fifth reason to not buy Mortal Kombat is sadly the crypt reward system. Now I'm gonna warn you, I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant here. So the game doesn't actually just give you things for completing tasks. You get coins which you then spend in a weird first-person adventure game known as the crypt. This isn't new. Inside, you'll unlock more fatalities, costumes, and concept art stuff. It all sounds fine and dandy, except that the Mortal Kombat team has now moved this to a pay-to-win system. So first off, you can buy every single crypt item for $20 day one. So if you just don't care about unlocking things the natural way and you want it all right this second, just drop $20, you'll get it all. Secondly, and this might just be me, but I feel like I seem to get less coins doing normal matches than I did in Mortal Kombat 9, and things seem to cost quite a bit more than they did in Mortal Kombat 9. Pretty much forcing you to either play a lot more Mortal Kombat in general, or just buy your way to completing the crypt. Thirdly, they're already selling the season pass for hidden characters and more costumes in the store, so basically the crypt has no hidden characters like it did in the previous games, and it doesn't contain all of the costumes that you want to unlock. Right now, if you choose to buy your crypt, get a season pass so that you have all of the bonus characters as they get released, and you buy the extra costume for Sub-Zero, you will be spending $52 plus tax to get it all day one, which means day one, you could potentially be spending $112 to get the entire game at your disposal. If you start throwing on buyable fatalities, that price can go through the roof. Either way, it's a sad day when I see one of my favorite franchises just moving to a pay-to-play option. And those are the 5 reasons to play and 5 reasons to not play from our own experiences. What are your opinions on this game? Did you enjoy it or did you hate it? Have no fear, the Mortal Kombat X comics are either coming to Comic Story or this channel soon, and we're also going to be bringing you guys the Mortal Kombat 9 storyline. I'm Benny for Eligible Monster, and we'll see you guys next time right here.